Alright, picture this. Two giants in the world of education, both aiming to mark a difference in the education industry, but with a completely different stories. On one side, we have Byju, one of the most talked about startups in our country, which hit the valuation of $22 billion, but somewhere along the way, they got distracted and things went completely wrong. But on the other side, we have PhysicsWallah, who is slowly building its way to success while learning from Byju's mistakes. So what went wrong for Byju and how PhysicsWallah is avoiding those mistakes while climbing their stairs to success? In today's video, we will primarily discuss how Byju and PhysicsWallah started same but departed along the way. And we'll see 4 mistakes of Byju and how PW avoided those mistakes in their business. Don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more business stories from us, and let's begin our today's episode. Look, before we jump into comparing PhysicsWallah and Byju, first we must understand how they started on a similar grounds. Byju was founded in 2011 by Byju Ravindram, initially offering online classes for competitive exams. The engaging and interactive style of Ravindram's teaching quickly gained popularity, leading to the launch of Byju's online platform. Similarly, PhysicsWallah's Alak Pandey started by providing free physics lessons on YouTube, focusing on clarity and simplicity in explaining difficult concepts. His relatable style of teaching resonated with students, particularly those from the smaller towns. Look, this is the similarity. Both began with a mission to simplify learning using their unique teaching styles. However, their paths completely changed once they decided to scale up. So what went really wrong? Look, starting a business is a completely different thing, and scaling a business is a completely different thing. Once they started to expand, things started to change drastically. Byju adopted a high growth model and PhysicsWallah adopted an organic student-centric approach. Let's understand the difference point by point. Let's start with strategy. Byju was like the restaurant who wants to serve everything: Chinese, continental, Indian, Thai, everything, and not focus on mastering one thing that they started with. They started by offering online tuitions and soon decided to expand. They acquired companies like Akash Institute or Whitehead Junior, thinking they could be one-stop shop for everything education. Things got tricky from here. Byju spent a huge investors' money on these acquisitions. From the year 2017 to 2021, Byju spent around $2.6 billion on acquiring 17 companies to create a global reach. And look, investors' money is not free money, right? They want returns on their investments. So the entire focus of Byju shifted from solving student problem to earn profit to satisfy their investors. Now the entire strategy of the board members shifted from how to solve student problem to how to create educational products and sell robustly. This was their first biggest mistake. In contrast, PW's founder Alak Pandey knew that his students are coming from smaller towns and middle-class families. They did not want fancy educational products packed in some fancy packages. They simply wanted a teacher who could break down tough concepts on a very simpler terms on a personal level. So they maintained their focus on understanding students' problems. And even when they used technology, they did not use it to create some fancy products. Instead, they used it to solve students' problem. Like Alak AI, which provides 24/7 students assistant and create personalized study plans. So Byju is focused on creating products and increase their sales, while PhysicsWallah focused on solving students' problem and improve their services. This was the major difference in the strategy of both the companies. See, every product or services require marketing to expand their businesses, be it PhysicsWallah or Byju. But how you market your services or products creates a huge difference. In the last point, we discovered how Byju focused on earning profit while PhysicsWallah focused on improving their services, right? So to support that, Byju marketed their products while PhysicsWallah marketed trust to reflect the standards of their services. I'll explain how. Byju wanted to position themselves as a premium brand with premium products. So they endorsed Shah Rukh Khan and made him the face of the brand, again incurring huge cost in the process. And all these costs reflected on the price of the products. And the parents and the students from the smaller town did not feel the worth of the price they were paying for the products. While PW knew, students trusted Alak Pandey. So the face of the brand should always be him. They did not incur heavy marketing cost in endorsing celebrities. In fact, they trusted on the word of mouth technique of marketing. This helped them to maintain a lean marketing cost and ultimately personalized teaching at a very low cost. This was the major marketing difference between PW and Byju's. In the case of PW's, Alak Pandey became students' teacher, and in the case of Byju's, students slowly started to feel alienated with Shah Rukh Khan as the face of the brand. In the financial year 2022, Byju's reported a consolidated loss of 8,245 crores, increasing from 4,564 crores in FY21. At that time, the investors held around 70% of shareholding in Byju's, with around $5 billion total investment. When the total loss of the company began to cross the total invested value, the confidence of the investors started to shake. But instead of taking corrective actions, Byju's put salt to their confidence. After publishing their financial reports in FY 2022, Byju's delayed their next reports by 22 months, finally publishing in January 2024. This delay not only led to scrutiny from regulatory bodies, but also questioned companies' commitment towards governance and transparency. Ultimately, from the year 2020 to 2024, companies' total valuation shrunk from $22 billion to mere $1 billion. Another major mistake from Byju's. Governance has always made or broke a company in the entire history. PW already understood this before it was too late. In FY 2022, PW's expenses were 134 crores. This suddenly rose to 770 crores in the year FY 2022. But at the same time, the revenue also rose from 232 crores in FY 2022 to 798 crores in FY 23. This means they are not burning the investors' money, but reinvesting the money they have earned. In this way, they will never be in a pressure to use manipulative sales technique to increase their profit. This reflects the good governance of their company, which will ultimately reflect in the investors' confidence as well. Look, when we talk about brand identity, there is direct factor like marketing, where the brand tries to create a perception in people's mind. And there is indirect factor like social response, where the people automatically creates their perception about the brand by the actions of the brands in the society. I'll explain you by an example. Byju's followed a very toxic work culture and sales tactics, right? Numerous cases came forward about employees' exploitation and manipulative sales practices to the students. When people started to be aware of all these malpractices, Byju's neglected them and did not create any corrective strategy. This was a very poor response to the social factors, which ultimately reflected in their negative brand identity. In contrast, PW created a very strong goodwill through their social actions. When the news of NEET exam paper leak came forward, PW had no direct financial benefit of fighting against it. But they realized the pain point of the NEET students, and the face of the brand, Alak Pandey, himself took the baton to fight against it. He not only fought for his students but also created a public awareness about the malpractice through media appearances. This created a very positive overall brand identity of PhysicsWallah. They have doubled their valuation in a very short period of time. In 2024, the company raised 210 millions, which increased its valuation to $2.8 billion, more than doubling from its previous $1.1 billion. This is to all the future entrepreneurs. This case study can give you one of the most valuable business lessons. PhysicsWallah and Byju started same but different strategies to business, made and broke one of the biggest businesses of India. Let me know in the comment section what's your take on this. I've linked down all the resources I've used to make this video. Don't forget to subscribe. Thank you for watching and see you again.